Guys, how are you? Welcome to the School of Rockstars. Today, this is another episode of Becoming Rockstars. So today we are gonna meet very young entrepreneur. He's a 21-year-old guy from Canada. Like he loves reading. He reads 50 books per year, and also he found passion towards cooking. And also, he overcame his fear of heights through skydiving. He did it. And also, he manages six-figure investments for his family and friends. And he is now in the path of pursuing his dreams. And also, like, he wants to become a high performance leader. So today we are going to meet a 21-year-old Jeremy Stickney from Canada. So I'm super excited. He recently attended workshop, Evan Carmichael workshop. So I would love to know his story, and he has gone through so much of pain and depression in the past. So let's ask him the questions. And he also did marathon. So good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
Yes, like your posts and videos are awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
And also I recently watched your a super crazy story flying to LA. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was insane. I was shocked to even do that myself, and yeah, it turned out better than I could have expected. So I'm super happy that you checked in that, and other people saw that. And I hope I inspired a few people to maybe do the same. So yeah, just really exciting.
And I want to know more about your story and why you want to become a high performance leader. So who is Jeremy in the past in his high school, and now who he want to become and who is now Jeremy?
Yeah, that's good. High school, wow. It's
because I saw one of your posts, you mentioned that you have gone through deeper a hidden depression. And
yeah. So yeah, on back when I was in high school, I just I feel like everyone has this in high school where they just feel like they don't belong, and they're just trying to figure out who they were and who they could be. And everyone's obviously stumbling and just a fool in high school. But I was always overly confident and cocky, and I always thought so high of myself. And then I go to college, and same thing. And I managed to, I don't know if you've seen my story, but I got in a car accident, right? And I was involved in a hit and run. Yes. And nobody was hurt, luckily, but I got off scot-free. And that pissed me off, because now, I wasn't being held accountable for anything I did. And so I was really upset about that. And also, when I chose to run, my whole life before that, I always felt like I was a certain person. I always felt like, I was the person who was accountable, who always had high character and always held themselves in high regard. And then the moment I ran, my self-esteem, everything just completely shattered, right? Because here was a time to prove who I was to myself, and I couldn't go through with it, right? I was scared and I was insecure, and I ran. And later I turned myself into the police officers, and nothing happened, so that made me really angry. I guess they never reported it or whatnot. But yeah, so I really struggled with, one, not being able to say sorry to the person I hit their car. And so that really hurt me, that I couldn't find out and be held accountable. And two was also just, wow, I'm not the person I thought I was, and I need to figure out, what is it, who am I in life, and where am I going? What am I doing here? What's my purpose? And it really made me dive deep into personal development. And that's when I just started to actually read books for the first time. That's when I started to look at people like Tony Robbins, who obviously everyone knows, right? So that was just, that was how I was able to start to find who I wanted to truly be in life. And now that I read 50 books a year and all this stuff, and 10
Yes.
seminars, and and being able to fly out to LA and connect with people, it's been crazy. Just, yeah, it's just showed me how much I want to help others do the same, because I realized that, everyone is in a point in their life where they know they could do more, they could be better, they could always be someone, they're not quite where they want to be in life. And as I go through my journey, I just hope to help others. So yeah, that's my
And
motivation.
yes, I also read that you read 50 books a year, and also in one of the video you mentioned that you passed your business test by reading the book, by getting the knowledge through book.
Yes, yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was fun. To realize, so I don't want to diss school too much, but I'm not a fan of school. I'm a huge fan of education. It's vital, but school wasn't for me, and I know a lot of people can resonate with that. And yeah, I picked up a $20 book on business and personal development. I never went to my business class. That cost me $500, right? And I never went to class, and I went to a midterm, and I managed to not only pass the midterm, but I got 85. And I didn't get
Yes.
higher than 85 because I actually kind of pissed off my professor. I crossed out the right answer, and I wrote down a better answer that Robert Herjavec, the businessman, provided me with in the book, because I thought my prof would appreciate that I'm going the extra mile to provide a better answer. Anyways, they did not like that, so I only got 85 on it. And I realized, oh my God, right then and there, that was my first book. That was, after the car accident. I went to go seek out find my own education, find my purpose, and just to pick up a $20 book and get better education than a $500 course, and learn from someone who's in the field that I want to be in one day, and who's compiled all their knowledge into a $20 book. Like, it blows my mind. And so that's why, after I experienced that, I just started reading a book a week, from reading no books throughout my entire life up until 19. And
What is your, if you want to recommend a book to others or your friend, what is the first book that you recommend?
First book that I recommend? Ooh, that's hard. I would tell people it's different for every situation. So I would tell people, what is something you're struggling with? And maybe go to Indigo Book or Indigos or Chapters, Barnes and Nobles, wherever you are, a bookstore, Amazon, and go pick up a book that could potentially solve a problem within your life. And so for me, I always wanted to have more perspective in life. So one of my first books I read was Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, who survived multiple Holocaust camps. Tony Robbins talks a lot about it, and a lot of people do. So I picked that up. I wanted more perspective. I wanted more gratitude. And I read that, and it just, parts of the book I was tearing up because it was so beautiful and so sad at the same time. So I would say, maybe if you want more perspective, try Man's Search for Meaning, more gratitude and happiness within your life. But otherwise, just go find a problem within your life and something you're struggling with, and go look for a book, and there's always something there. So yeah.
And in one of the posts you mentioned that you recommend The Code. I didn't remember the book's name exactly.
The Code to an Extraordinary Mind.
Code. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that was a very powerful book, written by Vishen Lakhiani, who started, Mind Valley Academy.
Mind Valley Academy, yes.
Yes. So I really respect him, because, I'm not a fan of the current education system, the school system. And so he started Mind Valley to try and help other people, right? So he really connected with me. And I read his book, and it just talked about, that's another beautiful book people should check out. Just the rules. He calls them rules, which are bullshit rules.
Okay.
And it just talks about how in society, everyone has these rules that think are true. Like, you need to go to school, and then you need to get a degree, and then get a 9-to-5 job. Stuff that is not wrong by any means, but it's not the only path in life. And so, just beautiful book, opened my mind. So, yeah.
And also, I got to know that you are helping, you manage 6 figures investments for your family and friends. What do you do exactly?
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. So again, it's so interesting. Everything that I have accumulated and learned from, and my confidence, everything comes from books and just watching content and just trying to grow as much as a person. And that's what led me to investing. Do you know Warren Buffett by any chance?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I know.
Yeah, I actually have a picture of Warren Buffett on my wall. He's been a huge aspirational mentor. And I just started reading books on him and people within his circle and his style of investing. And so I became a Warren Buffett kind of investing style disciple, I guess you could say. And I just
Okay.
started to read books and attend seminars on investing. And yeah, it just led me down a path of gaining so much knowledge that, I could make better returns of investments for my friends and family than the banks could, and
Okay.
just diving into it. I learned it completely. I wouldn't say self-taught because, I had these mentors through books and everything to teach me, but I didn't go to school for it. And being able to manage six figures with no degree or anything in that, it's crazy to most people. And then to make a return that would take the bank in 1 year, the bank's maybe a decade is insane, right? And so the reason why I love reading so much, and I always go back to it, it's my comfort zone, is because you can literally learn anything. You can develop any skill you want, and it's allowed me to just find myself. And so, yeah, that's where I pull a
And
lot of
in
stuff.
school, yeah, and in school we don't get a practical experience, but by
Yeah.
doing or by, yes, because we get only theoretical or textbook knowledge. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm not like entirely against school. Like if you want to become a doctor, like if I ever needed
Yes.
surgery or anything like that, I would definitely want a doctor who went to
One.
school. But for most people, especially a lot of the courses, like I took a course in hotel and restaurant management, and one of
Yes,
my
I know you like you
yeah,
have passion towards cooking.
yeah, I love cooking. And so I thought that would just be, I didn't really know what I wanted to do back in high school, so I just signed up for a random course. And yeah, I went in that course and I hated it. And there was even a class on, it was hardly any cooking in it, so that kind of sucked. But um, we had a course on how to like fold laundry and be a maid or whatever. And I was just thinking, like, why am I paying for a course for this? If I wanted to do this, I could just go to a hotel and ask for a job or something in that
Oh,
sector. So I just feel like there's a lot of silly courses out there and a lot of money grabs that they're trying to do right now. So I would say, yeah, if you're going to become a doctor, lawyer, then go to school. Otherwise, I don't know, just pick up some books and read it. But yeah, how about you? Are you
like
uh, are you in school or?
no, I did my master's. I completed it. Like now I'm doing job and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
doing this as a side hustle, like interviewing and making videos.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love your content too. Interviewing
Because
everyone.
like yeah, because like I didn't have like-minded people around me, so I'm finding through like
Oh
a
yeah.
community. Yes.
Same exact thing. I understand you. Don't worry. That's the hard part with trying to become a thought leader and trying to expand and not getting into the negativity. You really have to find people. I've been lucky to have two best friends who really support
Yes,
me.
I know.
Yes.
Twins.
Yes. So they've been a huge part of my life. They're my best friends and practically my brothers. So I've been lucky to have that. But besides them, there's no one else really in my life besides the Evans community and you guys and
Yes.
everyone. Yeah, so I understand that struggle.
And like I watched your old, very old video that is like from 2015. You're talking about your project on child labor.
Yes.
that that you and your friends are in the video.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So yeah, if you were to go on their channel, you'd see a video. It's funny. I actually might ask them for that and post it on my channel because it just kind of shows how far I've come in only, gosh, how long ago was that? Maybe like 4 years,
3 years.
3 or 4 years.
3 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And so, yeah, I'm actually, that's a great idea. Yeah, thank you. You just gave me such a good idea. I'm gonna upload that video and just show people how far I've
Yes. Sure.
come. And
You are like a very little guy. Like I think you are in 19th or 8, 20, 17th at that
yes,
time.
yes, yes, 17. Wow, long time ago. But that excites me because it shows me how far I've come. I'm super proud of that. And yeah, just my two best friends, they've always been there for me. And it's funny, they actually they're quitting med school to become entrepreneurs
Uh,
as well. And so, they're facing a lot of struggles within their life. And so just trying to connect, we can relate with each other and just, yeah, having that connection, having those friends within your life that can support you and you can support them
yes,
is crucial.
I saw them on like events live once, and also
Mm-hmm.
like when I went through their profiles, I saw your picture. Then like I got to know there is a connection.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we look up to the same people. We look at the same content. We're always engaging. Right now, they live in Saskatchewan and I live in Toronto, so there's a distance barrier right now, but that doesn't break the connection. We're always
Yes.
Skyping and discussing. There's never a dry conversation we have. We're always sharing what we learn. Is crazy. So yeah,
And you did skydiving, and I got to know that like your fear of heights, like you have that fear. So, how
yeah,
was that experience, and what you
yeah.
learned from that?
So that's yeah. I used to have a fear of skydiving. Now I love it. I'm thinking about maybe going to get my own certificate so I can jump alone. So I might do that in the future. But yeah, I actually did the first time I skydived was at 18 on my birthday. That was the legal age, so I did it right on 18 on my birthday. So that would have been ironic if I died, I guess. But yeah, it's have you heard Will Smith talk about his experience skydiving?
Yes, yes,
It is so, if you're ever gonna do it, just watch Will Smith's description of the skydive. It's exactly like that. You're so terrified, just your legs are dangling out of the airplane, right? You're like 14,000 feet up in the sky and you're shivering. And the moment you jump out of that airplane, as Will Smith even says, it's complete bliss, right? You feel like you're flying, you can do anything, and that was the first time, one of the first times in my life that I realized, oh my God, like on the opposite side of fear is growth, is
yes.
beauty, is life. And so, in the summertime 2 years ago, I got my two best friends to do it with me, and so I got them to experience that, and it's led them down a whole road of getting over their fears, and it's allowed me to get over my fears. And so just getting out of your comfort zone, that's really what it was for me.
I really want to
Yeah,
do that.
definitely, yes. I feel like everyone wants to do it. If you can do it, and people say they have this fear of skydiving, like they're scared of dying or whatnot. You have a greater chance of getting hit by a car leaving your house than you do skydiving. There's no actual real fear. It's just all in your head, right? And
Yes,
I even asked one of the instructors. My instructor, he jumped 4,000 times. He's only had to pull up his backup parachute 6 times, right? So the odds are not there. It's just you're making up excuses for why you don't want to take that leap of faith. And so yeah, it's just ever since I took that leap of
and
faith, my whole life has changed.
and you also do marathons. Like you did one marathon. Like you ran 42 kilometers in like a 4.2 or less than 5 minutes. So how
Yeah.
was that experience? And like you mentioned that it was like in the middle of it, you are like, no, I can't do it. It's like a dreadful. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was huge building block in my life. That was recent. That was a year ago. That was when I was really diving into people like David Goggins and,
yes.
very people who are focused on self-discipline and adversity and coming across this theme of seeking adversity in life. I never experienced anything like this because I grew up, middle class, higher middle class. And so I've had no struggles within my life. Right? I've had life so easy, and it kind of pissed me off because there was no pain for growth, and so I wanted to get some perspective and try and figure out, maybe if I seek some adversity, maybe I'll have more gratitude for people who are less fortunate and whatnot. Maybe I'll find myself on this journey. And so I ran a marathon, the 42 kilometers. I did it within 4.5 hours, no stopping, and I didn't even train prior to it. I did no training. I've always been a runner, but not that far. And I didn't want to do any training because I wanted to see how far I was willing to push myself. I kind of wanted to have a David Goggins moment. And so that was when I really found out, like, how badly do I want my goals and how far am I willing. It led me down this path of really darkness within myself, as even David Goggins describes, and really seeing how bad I want stuff. Because if I connected my goals to it, if I gave up, that means I was giving up on my goals, and I couldn't do that. So overcoming the shin splints, overcoming everything, it took a lot with it I didn't even know I had. And are you still here?
Yes, I'm.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, it froze. Yeah, it froze on me a bit. Even after the marathon, I couldn't walk for 3 days. I was in bed for 3 days. I went to the doctor, and they called me back because I got my blood tested. I wanted to see if there was anything wrong because I couldn't walk for 3 days. I wasn't feeling well, and they said something CK levels. Your CK levels are enzymes that build your muscles, and they want to rebuild your muscles. And I had 3 times over the amount, which means my body was completely damaged. And so it was really hard. It was excruciating pain, but I really needed that because I've had life so soft, and I needed to find a way to seek adversity within my life and gain perspective and figure out how badly do I want my goals in life. And so much stuff. You don't have to run a marathon, but you could
Right.
run in the rain to start. You can do anything to seek any adversity within your life. And sorry, I know it's a long answer to your question, but
No.
yeah, it's allowed me to gain some perspective.
Yes, like I saw your vision board, and in that Tom W is there, and you
Yes.
already achieved that. You met him and you did interview with him. Is vision board, creating a vision board really helped you, or what?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of stuff on my vision board.
Yes.
Tom W is one of the people on it, but he's actually not on it because I want to interview him. He's actually an Impact 3, so Impact 3 and Tom's on it because I want to be on Impact 3 one day.
Okay.
And so that's a goal that I really want. I got to interview Tom, and that was great, but it's only the beginning. I want to establish like a relationship one day,
This-
kind of be an equal to him one day. And I know that sounds arrogant of me to say, but if it allows me to put in the work, and being able to connect with him was just kind of a step forward to do that. But so I have Tom on my vision board to be on Impact 3 one day. That's one of my goals. And so to connect with Tom so early on kind of feels like I'm just taking steps in the right direction. And having that board that I always stare at every day, it's an environmental connection where I look at that board every day and I realize I got to get to work. Here's my goals, here's my visions
Who
right
else?
on my wall.
Yeah.
This is what I want in life, so I got to go do that right now. All right, let's see how long we can do this for without it lagging again.
Yes, so you're talking about your vision board. Who else are there in your vision board?
Yeah, so Tom Billy's up there, Oprah Winfrey, Will Smith, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, right? All these people, Tony Robbins. I have them up there not because I idolize them necessarily, but I want to be involved with them one day. I look up to them, but I want to be where they are right now. And so I have that vision board I want to be maybe one day on Oprah's show. I want to be on Impact 3 one day. I want to help lots of people. I just want to inspire people like they have for me. And so that's why I have them on my vision board, and that is why I created the physical vision board. So I always see it, and I always, if I'm ever gonna sit down to watch Netflix and binge watch Netflix, I look at the board and I'm saying, does this lead me towards my goals of achieving that? And it doesn't. And it's okay to watch Netflix every now and again. I'm not here to take away all the fun, but I just realized that setting up my environment to have things that hold me accountable is what's really pushing me, is part of what's pushing me. And so that's why it's super important. I would advise anyone to set up a vision board. Even just for fun. Figure out what your goals are. Figure out what you want in life, right? That was part of it. What do I really want in life? And so, that's what helped me figure out clear vision and give me drive. Yeah.
I saw Lily Singh. Do you know Lily Singh?
Yeah, I saw her at the workshop.
Lily, no. YouTuber Lily Singh. She is from Canada.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said it's. I thought you said it's Lily. No, Lily Sin. So yeah, she was on Impact Series.
Superwoman. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. She's a cool person. Definitely.
Like I saw her. Yeah, I saw her video making a vision board. Then after that, right at the moment, I printed out the persons that I want to meet or that I idolize them. I cut them and I made a video, but I didn't post it. I want to.
Yeah. I don't know much about Lily Sin. I really would have to dive deep into her world more. But yeah, very influential people have done it, like Lily Sin. Vishen Lakhiani has done it.
Yes.
And so just looking at them and just taking away tactics, trying to implement them. It's really worked. Being able to have Tom on my vision board and then go interview him is crazy.
Yes. And what is your dream job? If you're not in this path of becoming high performance coach or leader, what you would be do you want to do a bank job or what?
No, I'm all those jobs, nothing. This is what I want to do. This is I'm 100% all in. Everything's committed to this. Brendan Burchard?
Yes.
Brendan Burchard is the one living my ideal lifestyle, I guess you could say. He's on the career path that I want to be on one day. And so I'm just committed to doing that. There is no dream job in terms of finding an actual regular job. This is going to be the job. And people say, Jeremy, the odds of that happening are so low, and achieving the success like Oprah Winfrey and like all these people, that's insane. And, they are right. It is insane. But it's not luck that put them there. It's cause and effect that put them there. And so I'm super motivated and driven to put in the work to have my dream job of becoming a coach, becoming a speaker, becoming one of the world's greatest interviewers, and setting up my own podcast and doing all that. So that is 100% all in. That is what I want to do. And that's a realization I really had flying out to LA. That's when I went 100% all in. I was 90% sure, but now after flying out to LA spontaneously and interviewing Tom and Omar, 100% all in, easily, no doubt about it. So. And
does your parents understand what you do and they support you 100%, or do you have any differences in their mindset with their mindsets or what?
Oh gosh, yes, where to start with that? Yeah, that's huge. My parents, they had great jobs. They were both teachers and professors, right? So they've always been in the job of helping people. And it is kind of funny because I don't like school, but they're both just teachers, yes. So that's kind of interesting. Yes, but so they don't understand what I'm trying to do, and they have no idea like this area at all. But it's okay because at the end of the day, they do support me, and I'm super privileged to have that. So when I told them I'm flying out to LA spontaneously, they were upset, right? And they thought my dreams are Hollywood dreams, right? And so, they think they don't understand what I'm trying to do, but they're willing to support me. And that's why I'm super privileged to have those parents that support me. And that's really been one of the foundations for why I'm able to have so much confidence and self-esteem. And so, if you have parents that don't necessarily understand what you're trying to do, as most people won't when you talk about this stuff, that's okay. Even if they don't support you, that's okay. There will be maybe friends or someone who will support you. And so luckily I didn't have to just go to my two best friends who supported me. I also had my parents. So they don't understand, but that's okay. I'll have to show them, right? I'll have to show them one day. So.
And what is your morning routine?
Oh,
Yes,
it lagged out.
yes, it lagged out. Can you hear me, Jeremy?
I can hear you. It's just lagging a bit. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
Instagram or if it's my internet or whatever. But
I think
I'm
it's
catching you
Instagram.
right now.
Yes, what is your
Yeah.
morning routine?
Morning routine. Basically, I'm up at 4:50 most mornings, and I go to LA Fitness, and I go there to work out early in the morning to start my day properly, and I do that to have some self-discipline. Waking up at 4:50, especially in wintertime, is, oh my God, people think it comes so easily, and everyone thinks I'm doing it, but if you look at the most successful people, they all wake up early, they all work out or do something, meditate or whatnot. So I go to the gym and start my day off before people are even up, and that motivates me. And after the gym, I come back and I meditate for a couple minutes, and I really
Okay.
figure out what do I want to do during the day, what do I want to accomplish. Meditation is huge for me. People think it's this hocus pocus stuff where you just cross your legs and light some scented candles and say That's not what it is whatsoever. So meditation is really allowed to clear my mind, and then I just I read Wall Street Journal, see what's happening in the world, and I drink some tea, right? I start my day. And so just, that, and then I get to work, and just doing stuff like that, it really, having that pillar set you up for the whole day is crucial. And I find that if I, for whatever reason, don't wake up at 5 or 4:50 in the morning and meditate and go to the gym and just follow my structure, my whole day is thrown off. And, most people, unfortunately, don't have a morning routine. And so I had to figure out if it was really beneficial, and I've been doing it for the past year, and my God, it's been amazing. My productivity's gone through the roof, my health is through the roof. Meditating, if I don't meditate during the day, I find I'm a little off. I can't control my emotions as well as I could. There's so much to a morning routine. That's why everyone has one, right? Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Ellen DeGeneres, Tom Billier, everyone has one. Tony Robbins. So there's nothing like original that I do. I just learn from them and then take parts of their morning routines that I love, and it's allowed me to do amazing things. So yeah.
And also, you attended Evan Carmichael workshop,
You again. Said what you said. You said mindset, and did I learn anything from it, right?
Yes. From
Okay.
from Evan Carmichael workshop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that was going to that. I thought I was going to learn how to how to become a thought leader on YouTube, how to expose yourself and stuff like that. And it was the complete opposite. I learned how to tap in more into my vulnerability and how to connect more with people. And so that's probably the best thing I could have gotten, right? How to connect more with people. And people have been telling me that, and, even in my videos now. Before, I wasn't as emotional, but now, after connecting with Evan, going to his workshop, and just being able to hear people's stories and allow people to actually hear my story about the car accident for the first time, it changed everything. That's when I was really able to tap into my vulnerability and use it as a strength. I saw how powerful it was, because the moment I used that, people connected with me more at the workshop. And I was able to do the same with them. And so I just want to spread that, and it's really opened me up to possibilities in life. And as well, just keeping in touch with Evan, keeping in touch with his team, meeting up with them and whatnot. It's also having that community also is what they really taught me. So. Yeah.
And now, today, Evan, Mike, Doug, they are in Tony Robbins event, Corona.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're in New York, right?
Yes, yes, they are in New York.
Yeah, and Tom Billy's also in New York right now with Gary Vee, so that's pretty cool.
Yes, yesterday, he did Ask Gary Vee live show.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool that everyone's out there right now. I kind of feel bad. I thought about flying out to New York spontaneously, like I did LA, but no, I should give myself a little break, and yeah. But that's super cool that even Evan's just willing to meet up with all of us, right? And just go to an event together. Like, that's insane. That's crazy. After I came from LA, he actually invited me over.
Through morning show.
So I went on that, but he also just invited me over to discuss things with me and brainstorm with me.
Oh, okay.
So I went over to his place, and man, that was amazing to be able to sit down, and he saw how hard I was working, and just give me the time to brainstorm with him and discuss things. Like, he is so gracious, so caring, and it's just oh my God, it's an inspiration, because I want to do that more within my life. And so trying to help out people who are younger than me, older than me, doesn't matter. Evan, all these people are such big role models, and to have them in your life and hold you accountable is amazing. That's how you increase your productivity, or at least I have been able to, so yeah.
In his morning show, you mentioned that you're spending much time on editing. Then Evan gave you advice. Don't spend too much time on editing, and spend time on bettering yourself, bettering at your craft.
Yeah, getting advice from Evan on that stuff was also crucial. And just him offering, hey, do you want to be my guest on, my morning show was, such a privilege. And just, I got to ask questions about what should I focus on? How should I set up my day? I don't want to edit videos, but I'll hire someone to do that in the short run, in the near future. So I focus on speaking, because, I want to be one of the world's greatest speakers. I want to be, I want to focus on all these things, but can't do that if you're editing videos, right? So just how to set up a team and everything like that is crucial. So asking advice from such influential people like Evan, sitting down with Tom, sitting down with Omar, the Passionate Few, right? Just everyone. It's just been, crazy. It's been just pulling away the keys that they provide me, implementing them. That's the step you have to take. You have to implement them. You can't just listen to them and say no your head and say, oh, that's cool. I've been actually implementing everything Evan's been telling me. When we sit down, when Tom sat me down and we did stuff off camera, he gave me keys to success that, what I should be focusing on. Omar gave some advice on how to go about interviewing, multimillionaires and billionaires, right? Just wow, it's crazy, and stuff he's been doing to attract people. And it's been crazy, and just getting that advice from such successful people and then implementing it within my life is just, it's changing my life. And this has all happened so fast. Like, I can't believe, like, Evan's workshop was only 2 months ago.
Yes.
It's absolutely crazy. Like, time is going by so slow. Thankfully, I love it. Like, 2 months ago, this was just an idea, right? I wasn't 100% sure. And then 2 months later, right, managing to meet up with really, you know, some of the people I admire in life, being able to sit down and talk with them, you know, setting up a consistent YouTube channel, just, my gosh, you know, it's insane, you know, in discussions of, you know, emailing people to interview next, it's crazy. So yeah, I'm super stoked.
And I also follow Omar the Rockstar. Like, what advice he gave to you to contact people?
He gave me a lot. Gosh, some
One
things off the top
advice.
of my head.
Yeah.
Advice, always be persistent. Always be persistent and consistent. And so, you know, he shared, and you can do this, you know, you can do this in ways where you can, you know, you can provide someone value, right? You give them value. That's also, you have to lead with value. And, you know, one of the ways he talked about it was, you know, he wants to interview Jim Carrey. Right?
Yes.
And so every month he sends him a box of chocolates.
Okay.
Right? Like how you know, it's funny, it's simple, it's a kind gesture, and you know, you're just and the investment to buy a box of chocolates and send it to Jim Carrey every single month, that's not that much, right?
Yes.
And so, isn't that enough? Jim Carrey will probably come around or something, right? Or people like Jim Carrey and
Yes.
come back and say, yeah, you know, wow, you've been consistent and you seem like you really want this, and you know, thank you for the box of chocolates. Yeah, I'll do an interview with you and share my story and keys to success and whatnot. So, just getting out of the box, you have to think about ways people, because everyone's just gonna DM on Instagram or Twitter or whatever and just say, hey, can I interview you for my show, right? But, you know, these people are getting like thousands of emails and DMs a day. Yeah, so you have to get out of the box. And that's what I did with Tom, right? Flying out to LA and handing out 1,000 cards to people to attract his attention. That's when I realized, like, oh my God, you know, you provide value, you find ways that other people aren't willing to, because no one else is gonna fly from Toronto to LA, right? On a hunch that they can interview, you know, Tom Bilyeu. And so that's what Omar's been doing, and that's why he decided to sit down and do an interview with me, because he understands how hard it is to. And Tom was his first guest.
Yes, I saw all his interviews.
Yeah, so Tom was his first guest, and I DM'd Omar saying, you know, sharing my story, how I interviewed Tom, and I had a feeling, you know, he might respect that struggle and that hustle. And so, you know, he came to my hotel room and we did an interview, a 45-minute interview together, and just insane. So just find ways to get out of the box, be creative, and try and provide value first. And so, yeah, that's one of the things he taught me was.
Yes, I'm waiting for those interviews, like when you'll put on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm putting out Evan's interview soon, and then Tom's, and then Omar's. So yeah, that's exciting. But yeah, Omar just consistently like drove it in my head to, you know, go out of the box and just be persistent with these people, be consistent, and yeah, it's insane. And when, you know, once you get a big name, you can go out and somewhat name drop with other people. That's also right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, since, you know, I interviewed Tom, that's just the start. I want to interview Tom again for an hour. That's my next big goal. But you know, who are Tom's friends, right? And that's also, yeah, right. So doing stuff like that, it's really, really cool. So yeah.
And Yeah, like you are into investment. So one advice you can give to me so that because I want to do some savings or investment. I'm reading The Money Seven Financial Steps by Tony Robbins now. So,
Okay, yeah, that's a good book. He also has Unshakable. Like if you're
yes,
just starting out investing, Unshakable is one of the best books I started with. I would say just consistently read up on Unshakable the book. Read up on books like ooh, I have a couple right here. Like one of the people who I took a course from, and who's allowed me to help me manage my parents' money is Phil Town. So I would
okay,
look up Rule One Investing books, and he'll come up on. He's a New York Times bestseller, and I actually flew out to Atlanta, Georgia, to take his course and get mentorship from him, and that's what allowed me to manage six figures, right? And so crazy. But so watch a lot of YouTube videos. Just try and learn as much as you can about investing, the myths about investing, and what it's actually like. And look into Warren Buffett. What does he say in
yes,
terms of investing? Just and Google is your best friend. When I first started 2 years ago, I didn't even know what what the acronym ROI meant, which is return on investment. That's how beginner I was. I didn't even know anything. I didn't even know what a mutual fund was. Crazy. And so now you want to be able to get to a point where you can manage money for yourself and not rely on the banks, because the banks are stealing your money. And that's what pissed me off. My parents were really hard workers, and the banks I didn't want them, so I had to learn it for myself. And so just Google's your best friend. Consistently read books like Tony and Phil Town and YouTube. That's the best advice.
awesome. Thank you so much,
Yeah, my
Jeremy.
pleasure.
Th-
Oh, of course, it's my pleasure.
So, do you, like a last advice you give to audience?
Yeah, last advice. Okay. Well, um, I would say if you have this lingering thought in your head that you want to do something and achieve something, but you're scared to do it, and you're unsure of the outcome or circumstance that it could lead you to, you have to go and do it. That's one of the greatest things I've learned over just doing flying out to LA is you just have to take that leap of faith. You have to overcome that fear, because you don't want to look back 50 years or on your deathbed and be full of regret. So whatever it is in life that you want to do, but you're unsure of how to go about doing it or whatever, or you're scared of the outcome, just go and do it. So I guess that would be my advice. And if you're driven, it will work out for you. That's just how
Thank
life
you.
works. So
Thank you so
it's been my
much. Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time. But
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
so